All right, I think I'm live here. I don't know quite. I know I'm supposed to be doing lunchtime here, so I do have a. I don't actually have. I'm not going to run through a workout or do what you would say like a workout per se, but I'll discuss from a coaching point what I have been doing with my wrestlers at MWC, the information I've been gathering, and then just the process I'm putting them through from a point of view of how we're keeping everything going, right? I know that we're all struggling a little bit because we can't be in the wrestling room, and wrestling's a very touch sport, right? I got to be in the room to learn something. I got to be, I have to be going to a tournament or practice in order to sustain my the way I wrestle or I coach. But I've been taking this time to actually do as much as I can of all the things that I cannot do when I'm running practices or running clubs or going to tournament or going to, everything that we have to do, right? So as coaches, we do so many things. And, we're an administrator, we're a coach, we're a parent for some of us. We're definitely on the move 24/7. We're at a tournament, we got kids making weight. Parents don't know where they're supposed to go for weigh-ins. We're answering questions. We're live everything. So it's a crazy deal. So I've actually taken these last couple weeks, 3 weeks, to really detail my philosophy, my processes of what would make me a better coach. How do I make these kids better if I can't be in front of them in a practice? And I've been, I hate to say it, but, guinea pigging my own club, but I think it's going really, really well as far as how they, how they work and the things they're doing off outside of the room. And I have a lot of good young boys and girls throughout the states or throughout the United States that I've worked with before. I get a lot of questions that I answer mostly via, messenger or email or text. A lot of people have my phone number, so it's not a big thing to reach out as far as I'm concerned. But again, my name is Zach Dominguez. I run MWC Wrestling Academy. I'm on the board for USA Wrestling. I'm the chairman of the Coaches Council, and been wrestling since the age of, five. So this will be the first time I've been off the mat for this long of a time frame, whether I'm coaching or just watching some wrestling. So I keep breaking down all the things I've missed. I'm like, oh, I got to do that next year. I got to do that next year. But that's for later. So anyway, let's start with what I've been doing with my club for as far as workouts are going. So I have been literally tag teaming with other things that are important, right? So like right now if we were in a normal practice season, we would just be in the room doing what we do best, right? We would be conducting a beautiful symphony of practice, live wrestling, ups and downs, right? All those things. So, and we don't have time to work on a lot of things. And one of them is core strength of our young ones, right? If they were all stronger, we would be much better wrestlers if they were younger. So I've been borrowing from gymnastics coaches that I know, CrossFit people that are friends of mine that I grew up with that are now ex-wrestlers that are now CrossFitters, and really been trying to detail some workouts of the day for them so that they're having, I'm almost like a camp style. They'll do wrestling type shadow drilling in the morning and then like workout of the day for a CrossFit / gymnastics scenario. So I partnered with CrossFit Omaha and they sent me 15 workouts. So I staggered those in. And then the wrestling portion is in the morning and then the strength is in the afternoon. I also partnered with TNS Nutrition. I make sure I always going to screw that up sometimes. And they gave me some simple meals and some plans to follow to help kids in the kitchen, right? So if we can get our athletes intelligent, right, in the kitchen, and then in their flexibility and strength, we already know that they're going to be great wrestlers, right, because that's what we do. But imagine if they knew that, hey, I shouldn't eat that because it's bad, right, and they're 10. That would be phenomenal, right? So that's something I'm working on with them right now. Why push-ups, sit-ups, and all those things, or pull-ups are so important, or working with a band. Been putting out videos on our club page for that same scenario. And then really trying to strategize strength, nutrition, and mental skills in my prep plans here, and for these young ones. Because again, if I have an athlete that's already super intelligent by the time he hits high school, and when I say intelligent, I mean wrestling IQ is high. You're definitely winning, right? As a coach, you're going, man, I got a product that just needs to be polished. I don't have to break it down, turn it over, twist it, knead it, beat it up a little bit. I can really take this product and polish it now. High school coaches, I think, would be really appreciative of that, wherever you may be, or college coaches for that matter. If you run a high school program and you run your kids club or your club stuff, that to me is being able to polish something as opposed to keep refining and re-strategizing for each one. So like, for instance, I'll walk through this week, the 20th through the 24th. This morning, everybody was, and also I'm staying in tune with what I should be doing if it was real time. So if this wasn't affecting us, what I would say, or what we're doing right now is most of my club would be in Vegas for U15 nationals, U17, UWW cadets and UWW juniors. So they are, we're acting as if, so I'm using a Hungarian workout scenario with a little bit of twists on my end. So we're going to use running to simulate our matches. So this is a match week, right? Today they did a 2-mile run as fast as you can, just because that's how I want to start the week. But a kid learning how to run as hard as he can and manage running hard the whole time. Not necessarily because he's running fast, because I think everybody can run fast, but I'm just saying for length of time is like a match, right? You get in there and you're going hard the whole time. And of course, with wrestling, it's easy because it's a flat surface, but you might encounter hills, so your body will change as the hill comes. The hill goes downhill, you'll pick up speed. But really, what I want is that go as hard as you can feel, right? Because that's what happens after a match, right? 2 miles, you run 2 miles in a match, essentially. You could probably run the math and see that it's close, but you're tired. And that's what I want. I want them to be tired. They're going to do 1 2-mile run today, and then they're going to have their workout of the day, which is a CrossFit / gymnastics stretching scenario that was all emailed to them. A lot of core strength, core work. And then this morning, after they're done with their 2-mile run, they have stance in motion, lots of fakes and changes, level changes, things of that nature, 30-second rest, 1-minute goes. And for all of us, that's really easy for us to do. It's easy for us to just put together a wrestling workout. Hey, stance in motion, do some pull-ups, do some sit-ups. But I want practice. I want workout plans with a purpose, right? That's what I have written down here. And my purpose is we're supposed to be in Vegas, right? I have littler ones that aren't in Vegas. Obviously, right now they'd be going to a beginner freestyle Greco tournament this weekend. So they're gonna feel what a match should be like without wrestling, right? That's the plan. That's what I want. I want them to go, oh man, I'm really tired. Should I be this tired after a wrestling match? Absolutely, because we want them to go hard. We want them to wrestle the hardest they possibly can. Win or lose does not matter. It's just, did you go hard, right? Are you satisfied with your effort and you're satisfied with your attitude, in the run? Like, man, I didn't have a good attitude before I ran. And odds are, if they're not having a good attitude before they take something on like this, it's similar to the way they're wrestling, right? With attitude, not necessarily with technique or anything of that nature. But again, stressing the mental side of these things for these little ones is important. And I say little ones, to me, anybody high school and below is a little one. So so please know I'm referring to 18-year-olds as little ones, because we all know how far wrestling can take you age-wise up. So then tomorrow, again, we would have just a good jog for a mile, not too hard, but less than a 10-minute mile pace. And then they're going to do their wrestling stuff, cartwheels, forward, backwards rolls, handstands. This taking a little bit from gymnastics. And then they're going to shadow drill, their high C's, their singles, their doubles, so on and so forth. If they have a partner at home, obviously use it because you have a brother or sister, or if you have bands or anything with weight. I actually saw that a lot of gymnasts and people with CrossFit that have minimal workout equipment at home that are working out at home, like imagine stance in motion, but you put your hand, you grab soup cans, right, from your mom and dad's kitchen. Soup cans and stance in motion with your soup cans. It's a little harder, right? It doesn't necessarily mean that it's wrestling by any means, but what it is it's just that added feel. That added feel of motion, stance in motion. You have rubber bands at home, put them around your ankles so that you can have a little resistance. And again, the goal is practice with a purpose, right? I know that we're always having a purpose when we go to practice, right? There's my partner. I get him, I drill, I work out. There's my purpose. At home, it's a little different, right? I don't have I'm like, it's just in my backyard. All right, I'm going to get some soup cans, whatever it may be, a rope, I don't know. And you create your own wrestling world. When you shut everybody out, to use a term, clear the mechanism, and it's just you go out there and you put your your best effort and have a good attitude doing it. Tomorrow, and again, the workout always at the end of the AM and PM. At the end of the day, you have your workout of the day, and a lot of you guys out there know good CrossFit groups or gymnastics groups, or even if you have a good friend that's in track and field, get some sprint work in, right? Like, hey, what are you guys doing with your athletes that need to sprint? There's all sorts of things that you can. All sorts of coaches you can use your resources and reach out to, so that you're at least giving a different feel to these kids. So tomorrow or Wednesday, then this is a tough day. This is the middle of the week. This is a finals day for freestyle for U15s and first day for freestyle for UWW cadets if we're in Vegas this week. So tomorrow on Wednesday they have 4 6-minute sprints. Like, run as hard as you can for 6 minutes, and then you get 4-minute break in between. So you're really simulating that match feel. And again, I know that the first 6 minutes is probably going to be your third best run. Your second 6 minutes might be your best run, and then it kind of gradually goes down. But that's all right. That's a thing. It's okay. But that's what happens in a wrestling match, right? Your first match, you feel you're holding it back, but you feel good, and then you feel great that second match, as we all do. And then it just gets a little harder and harder. Obviously, semifinals, finals. That you're competing against a better wrestler, and that's the way it is. So so for that tomorrow, or sorry, not tomorrow, but Wednesday would be a really tough day. And then I threw in some calisthenic stuff afterwards, cartwheels, forward, backwards rolls, anything. And it's a big list, so they pick 10 things out of 100, right? You got to do this for at least this X amount of time. Just kind of give them their own little leeway. It's good. And then they have warm down, which is a lot of ab work. Again, stole this from gymnastics and a lot of people that use core strength. Planks, V-ups, leg lifts, all for a minute, things of that nature. Just to really give them that overall feel of like, oh man, I just really wrestled 4 matches today and I'm super tired. And then that's in the morning. And then I did not mute myself, Megan. Or is it, can you not hear me? So then you would have, and of course it goes on. And then Friday, then Thursday is now it's sprint work, right? So for instance, instead of doing long sprints at 6 minutes, you're gonna simulate the time frames in which you need to pick up the pace in a match. So you got 18 20-second sprints, and you go as hard as you can for 20 seconds. You get a 20-second rest, and then at 20 seconds again, right? And again, this is all with a purpose. You're manipulating your brain as much as you possibly can to think you're in a wrestling match. And then when that time frame is done, you're going to go back in your shadow drills, again, with bands, butt bags. There's so many things on suples.com that you could, at this time frame, if you don't have, probably still can order. I'm not sure, but I had a bunch in my club, and kids came to get them, took them home, bands, and so on and so forth. And Momir Petkovic has he's got a good video out on the bands that he uses, which are amazing. And then, of course, always cool down and abs afterwards. And then the toughest day is Friday, right? Another finals day. You have kids wrestling the finals. That's the idea, right? As coaches, we're trying to get them to understand that they're wrestling and they're in a finals on Friday. If you're UWW Junior Greco, UWW Cadet Freestyle, right? U15s is on their final day. All that. We're really trying to manipulate their brains through these workouts. And so Friday would be your tough day, again, like a Wednesday. And you got good stretch, good warm-up, and then you're going to have 3 1-mile sprints, right? And then whatever you run the mile in, so if you run your mile, it takes you 10 minutes to run it, which is, like I said, not a problem. You get 10 minutes. You take that at time for your rest. So if you do, your miles are fast, 6 minutes, right? You got 6 minutes to recover, and then you're on it again. Right, you're constantly pushing yourself as if you're in a wrestling match, and then walk, stretch afterwards, short day, and then a workout of the day for for your 5th workout there. So that's how I've been managing my club here. There's been 3 weeks of workouts. We've been leading up to a tournament, so that's the mindset I put in front of them. Leading up to this tournament, this is where a lot of our kids would have been, and then now next week though, it'll be a down week, right? We're going to recover them. We'll have less workouts. They'll be much shorter, and possibly off Monday, active rest on Tuesday, a workout Wednesday, a workout Thursday, and then active rest on Friday. So nothing crazy, but just I would treat them as such as if we were in our wrestling room. So that would be that's the workout side of it for me. And that's what I tell my parents. I do this every Sunday. I go live with my parents. I set up the week so that they're on the same page as me. And when I set up the week, they understand what I'm after, and then we run it. And then also this week I sent out in the kitchen type things. So I want the kids to understand, hey, I got by Friday, I'm going to be running 3 1-mile goes, and I need to have snacks or some sort of recovery food in between, right? I know that this is something that we push at the Olympic Training Center in a good way to recover. And obviously the recovery time is much smaller because I think what they've scienced it down to is 20 minutes. Obviously we're not doing 20 minutes in recovery here, but it's just it's the difference between being older and younger, right? They'll recover a little quicker, but at the same time, running a mile is really hard. So I don't expect that they'll maybe make it through the mile all the way. But I know if they're thinking about, hey, I can get something quick to eat, have a good drink in between my miles or after my 6-minute goes, or however it may be, they're preparing themselves to be a better athlete or wrestler within the system of competition, right? So that they made their own snacks. Like, oh man, I'm gonna try this peanut butter snack out today, the peanut butter Powerball, or then on Friday, it might be I'm gonna try a little honey, right? There's so many things that are out there that I've been on the internet, crunching away, really trying to get information out and just give them ideas, right? They're going to come to their own conclusions, right? But that's the best part about wrestling. It's their own art, right? There's lots of science behind our sport, but you got to create your own art in order to be a good wrestler. And if they can figure out, hey, I like this snack, I don't like that snack, that's super awesome for us, right? That's one less thing we have to do when we want to do everything, but what we want to do is coach. I want to get in that corner. I want you to be me and my athlete to be eye to eye. We know exactly what's going on. We're a finely tuned machine, right? Obviously the athlete's doing all the work, but it does take accessories, right? Coaches are accessories, parents are accessories. It takes accessories to make that finely tuned engine, right? And the better we can be on all sides of that triangle, the better your athlete will be. So that's a big deal, and I preach that quite a bit at MWC. So they sent out nutrition work, right? So get the kids in the kitchen, and maybe they understand the process now. Like, man, it takes a lot to feed me, right? I should probably be more helpful, right? Just help mom and dad, right? If you have brothers and sisters and they can make a quick snack for little ones, for their little brothers and sisters, or big brothers for that matter, I'm sure it would be helpful. Okay, and then number 4 here, or that I have on my list that I go through, is mental work, mental prep. They've also been tasked with every day they have to wrestle a mental match, right? And I really explained it to them like, hey, I want you to do the whole thing. And that is you have your warm up, right? You're on deck or you're in the hole. I said, start the mental visualization at in the hole. All right, what am I doing in the hole? Am I over by the mat? Am I waiting to get my ankle band, right? Or do I have my headgear? Do I have my singlet, right? My shoes tied? All those things that you think about prior to going into a match. You're on deck. All right, how do I get my heart rate up? What am I doing? And then I told those kids, though, nobody gets a pin in 10 seconds and nobody gets a tech fall in 10 seconds. And then I told third day, I said, and if you lose your match, we have more problems than you just visualizing a win. So I thought they all thought it was pretty funny. But so then they get into that first 2 minutes or 3 minutes. I told them to wrestle a freestyle Greco match because that's the season that we're in. And I said to them, wrestle the 2 minutes, right? You might go down in parterre. You might wrestle in a tough match. You defend really well, though. You don't give up points, or you can, but you're going to get them back, right? Really see it through. Really play that game of what an ideal match would be. And then so this whole week I said that they were in a 32-man bracket. So and I said I don't care what seed they are, but they wrestled a round of 32 today, round of 16 tomorrow, 8, 4, and finals on Friday. So that they can wrestle all the way through and keep themselves moving into the next rounds. And then I said, hey, imagine who the coach is in your corner, right? I have several great coaches at MWC, and I said, whoever it is, you have a conversation with them, right? Hey, man, a coach comes out, what's he going to say to you? Was your effort good? And I know it's really hard to play the dual role there in your brain, but I said this is what it's supposed to be, and this is how it's supposed to be that way, because it's a little hard, but it should make a difference for you. As I'm talking to the athlete, and they understood. Whether it plays out perfect, I don't know, but at least they're doing it right. I'm strengthening the brain. I'm giving them again their own options to wrestle a match and wrestle hard. And then I spend a lot of time with coaching philosophy with my coaches. We've been discussing Every week we discuss workouts. Every week we discuss what we're going to do, how hard we're going to be on them from a distance, right? Obviously we can't be in the room, but these go out, they get worked on. And then we have, we also have, our meetings, and then, sorry, I got a notification. Sorry. And anyway, but we discuss it, and actually, I don't know if you guys know, but USA Wrestling, the copper and bronze courses are free right now, and I see a lot of people getting on here as they're watching me, but everybody that's in the know knows this, but if you're new to this game, the copper and bronze courses are very, very informative, and you know what, it's not just for coaches. I seriously think it's a good thing for parents to have a general understanding of what your athlete's doing, what your coach is doing with your athlete, and as a parent, what you can offer to help that situation, whatever it may be. You know, the more intelligent my parents are, I'll be honest with you, the better my wrestler is going to be, because I'm not going to have, and it's never a thing that says, it's never a thing that you can't train a great wrestler, right? But if I have intelligent parents and you're not having to answer questions all the time, like, hey, why are you doing this? Hey, why are you doing that? It's always good to answer those questions, because there are going to be new parents and new people out there, and that you want to get out there too. But you want them to be able to answer some of those questions on their own, right? Have their own foresight and their own thinking process. And then when you really get to have great conversations with your parents, I mean, you get to a point like, oh man, when they can name the moves, like, oh, that was really awesome exchange there. How about that rule? What you think about that? Those are the questions a lot of coaches would love to answer and engage in, right? I will tell you, I've said it time and time again. I think it's, you know, every club has great coaches, but you'll do yourself a favor if you recruit good parents as well. And I'm not saying recruiting is a thing. I'm just saying always looking at, you know, your parents and your kids together is real fun, right? Just for bragging case, I love my club. I'll never ever want to change anything about it. It keeps evolving. My parents keep evolving. Everybody's on the same page, and we're all pushing forward together. And you know, now we're in a new thing. Nobody's ever been in this situation, right? No club, right, or high school or college program has ever said, oh, by the way, nobody's allowed in the wrestling room, right? So in my opinion, we'll find out how good your coaches really are in a good way, right? I mean, it's going to stress them out a little bit. They're going to have to figure out ways to do stuff, right? I watch Brandon Paulson's doing Zoom workouts. He's a person that I look to for advice, and obviously watch what he does. He does Zoom work. I think he's got 100 kids in Zoom workouts. I mean, that's amazing, right? And then they get on there, and I think I saw one of his challenges last week was like, teach your mom how to do a single leg takedown. I love it when the kids can become the coaches, right? That's awesome. That's a great idea. Sorry, Brandon, if I stole your idea, then shifted it out to everybody. I apologize. But coaches everywhere are doing, you know, your good coaches. Everybody's a good coach, but your good coaches are doing a little bit more. And I don't know if I fit in that category, but I feel like I should always be stressing myself to do more, and get it out there. I created, I shouldn't say I created, I borrowed from gymnastics again. They're doing they're doing vision boards. And so on a vision board, you know, the qualities of the person I want to become, what are the qualities of the wrestlers of a wrestler that I want to become, role models, so on. And I told the parents, I said, you know, I don't know if they have old school poster board, put up like, these are the wrestlers I like. These are the qualities I like. I put pictures up, cut them out. And I told them, I said, that looks like those NFL coaching things. You know, they hold up those things, and that's the play they're going to do. And that's what I'm going to have my athletes doing, creating these vision boards. And I'm going to put together a slideshow, right, and send it back to the kids so that at least they have something. They can see what their teammates are doing. What like, oh man, I really, you know, and everybody knows that there's an order in a wrestling room where they can look at each other and go, hey, that kid's pretty good. So if I know what he's trying to do, maybe I should try to do that too, right? So, again, the kids are coaching the kids, the coaches are coaching the kids, and we're all working together to try to make sure that we are consistently having the same message, right? And I think and as we all know, your best coaches always do. Like I said, I see a lot of people on this call where I see tons of coaches, and at that point, I know that you guys are similar to me as the same things. You're saying the same things. You're doing a lot of those things. And here I am, I'm just gabbing on. But again, I love coaching coaches. That's what I do with USA Wrestling. The Mat TV's got a ton of new stuff out. You know, if you guys have a Facebook as a coach, or not a Facebook page, but your club has a Facebook page, or however you want to distribute, go pull matches, send them out there to them, right? Same thing for oh, sorry, you know what, I did skip something. I do actually I'm very lucky, and I have a a psychiatrist in my club, and he has made the change into sports psychology, and he's loaded me up with all sorts of things. And I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen, but I have assessment forms I'm sending out so kids can assess how they felt prior to the corona, and then how we feel getting back in, if they've gotten better, if they feel better about it. Intro to the 9 mental steps that athletes do, mental skills assessment forms, 9 questions for assessment. For us though, on the administrative side, it's a lot of things to organize. Pardon me. It's a lot of things that will go, oh, I gotta get this organized and get it somewhere, right? Because at some point there has to be, you become the deliverer, and kids don't know how to scan things in or create PDFs of that nature. So that's been a little tough on my end, but it's going well, right? It's getting there. So, but I can't tell you how important it would be just to use all your resources, right? Use all the things that you think you can that you can throw at your kids, right? Like I said, it's easy to be in a wrestling room and coach wrestling, right? We're all really good at that. But now you have an opportunity to do all the things that you've ever thought of that you want to do now, right? So if I can get my athletes in the kitchen, learning how to cook their own food, not necessarily cook their own food, but prepare what they think is good food as they move into high school and college, when they're going to be a little bit more independent, at least they'll have a good idea, right? Get them in there doing the same thing with their workouts, right? They're practice with a purpose today. It's easy, like I said, it's easy to have that purpose when you're in a wrestling room, right? Practice, tournament. Flows very easy. We don't know when we're going to be back, right? We don't know the answer to that, but what we do know is we still have to have a purpose, right? Human beings, we have to have a purpose. Athletes, my purpose is to coach. Their job is to wrestle. So I have to make sure that they're in that same mindset. We're still moving that direction, right? Creating a little bit more of a stronger athlete, right? Right now, they can do a bazillion push-ups, right? Or pull-ups, whatever the number is may be, because they're not getting worn out at a practice. So they can go do those extra pull-ups, those extra sit-ups, those extra push-ups, squat jumps, whatever it is that we can throw at them, and they're going to be stronger, right? So if we can get them stronger coming back into practice, that's a win, right? Like all of a sudden, a guy that was struggling to finish an inside tie high crotch to a double, that was always getting, his arms were getting extended, he couldn't quite get his feet through and all that jazz. Now he's a little stronger. Well, he can pull the legs closer to him and he can close that down. That's what we want, right? We have to concentrate on the things that we can't spend time doing a lot of, because of wrestling gets in our way. And I shouldn't say gets in our way, but we have to keep that pace, right? And so now we can keep the pace. We can absolutely, we can actually pick up the slack on the back end. So when we hit the room running, we should be able to actually speed up that process, right? If I have a stronger wrestler, smarter wrestler, a more flexible wrestler, how can you not be moving quicker, right? So again, that's what I've been tasking my parents with, my athletes with, sending information across as much as I can, getting them to do things that they wouldn't normally do, because they're like, well, go to school, I go home, get my homework done, maybe a quick nap, go to practice, I'm tired, I go home, go to bed, right? That's a day of a 12-year-old, 13-year-old, right? Anybody younger. And it's the same in high school and college. But now school is there, right? They're doing it via online. But now I can do 30 push-ups today or 40 more push-ups, because I don't have to get in a car and I don't have to drive somewhere. I don't have to go to this practice today. It's on me, right? And if I can build a more self-reliant, more responsible athlete as we get back into the room, I feel like that we've done a good job as coaches, and we're building again a better human being, right? Better athlete, better wrestler. For me, it's wrestling. For gymnast, it might be gymnastics, or gymnast girls and boys. Sorry, track and field. However you want to look at it, they can only be better, right? So we have to keep looking at this in order for them to get better. And how do we do that? We just focus on things that are there. I don't know. This is my first time ever doing this, so I'll be real honest with you. I've been gabbing on for about a half hour. Is there questions? I've seen some messages come through for Instant Messenger, and I'll answer those or get back to those. But if you wanted to post on this thread or answer questions, I know Lewis set this up, and I'm just trying to make sure that I'm not doing it wrong for him, because I would feel bad if I did. So questions, concerns, I don't know. Like I said, I knew I was supposed to do an hour, but I watched a lot of the old videos, and a lot of people were doing actual work in a room, dummies and stuff. So I thought to myself, I can throw a dummy as good as Chad Vanderveer. Matter of fact, maybe I can. I don't know if I can front headlock as good as him, but I see that he's on the live. I'll push the button, wave at him. But you guys are all capable coaches in a wrestling room, right? You're all capable of everything. To teach a move or show a move or show techniques or thoughts of transition and things of that nature. I wanted to answer some of the questions that maybe you're struggling with as a coach, like getting purpose behind your workouts, why are the workouts that we're doing or what we're doing, so on and so forth, and then all that jazz. And then any other comments. I'm on Facebook, so please instant message me, or my webpage, or our Facebook page is m.w.c.wrestlingacademy.com. I put up all the, or sorry, not .com, it's just, that's the way it is, all capitals, m.w.c. And I put those workouts up on our Facebook page. There's been 4 weeks up, or 3 weeks up, 3 weeks up now, that you can get on there and have a look at. You can, for sure, message me if you have questions, or you just however that is that you want to do it. Just trying to think what else I can. Like I said, I move pretty quick. I'm not physically doing wrestling moves by any means, but and like I said, you guys already know it. I don't have a different way of a high crotch. It's small step, big step, or outside step. I might call it an outside single if I'm from, I think the East Coast says outside single, maybe, or depending on it. That's another fun thing. That's a whole other topic, getting a language barrier broken and teaching the same things, or not teaching the same things, saying the same things, so that we can grow our athletes straight up. So if, I ever get the chance to coach one of yours, or vice versa, you guys get a chance to coach one of mine, if I said double and you say double, he knows that it means the same thing. So that's, way out there, long-term thinking, but that's coming. That's actually a phone call that I got to get on at 3:00 today with USA Greco, with our coachings, to discuss that, try to create a common language and a common, the goal is always common, right? World Olympic champions or world Olympic medals. But sometimes the thought process of how we get there, right? Your delivery, your people, product, process, skews a little bit. So I think we're finally getting together on how we're doing it and what we're doing. So it's good. I'm pretty excited about that. This phone call, this will be number two of many more to come, I'm sure. Okay. I don't know if you need any more, or if Lewis has anything more for me that he needs anything from me for this, but I will sign off if there are no questions. And I hope what I said was informative. I hope you got something out of it. Again, this is just this is what I've been doing with my club. As we discussed it as coaches too on the council, we're always looking at what we can do better. I will tell you, use your resource, whatever region you're in. Every region has a representative on my board. And if you're on the Northeast Regionals, it's Rick Gumbel. Southeast Regional, it's J.D. Robbins. Central is Danny Struck. Southern Plains is Eric Guerrero and Rusty Davidson. Western Regionals is Chris Owens. And I am your Northern Plains rep here in the Northern Plains. We also have a pool coaches side that includes Eric Guerrero, Troy Nickerson, Lee Pritz, Mike Haggerty, and Kerry McCoy. So those are our, and then our administrator is the INSEP director, Mike Clayton. So we're always a resource, right? That's what we're here for. We've actually started to we're going to do some more off the mat moments. I don't know if you guys saw that with USA Wrestling with their new .tv that they have, which is a huge, huge resource. Mike Clayton's been producing it. We're also doing a combined effort with the United States Wrestling Officials Association for scoring freestyle Greco, how we see the score, with Zach Arrett, and Tom Cooley's also our referees representative on our board. Randall Block is our women's representative for females on our coaches board too. but we are consistently trying to challenge as much as we can as far as seeing the scores from their point of view, and then we get back to them on why we do that. I think we've been airing those on Tuesdays or Thursdays. We'll have another one coming up tomorrow that we'll do, so it should be fun. And then that's some of the things that we're doing on the Coaches Council. I know that USA Wrestling is trying to be the leader in not getting us on the mat too fast, but doing things correctly. And I firmly believe that we have probably the best COVID-19 council with 3 representatives: Tom Price, Feldman, and of course I don't remember the last ones, but they're geniuses in the sport, are on the side of the on the everything that they do, so that they're helping us create a clear and good decisions, right, moving forward. So other than that, that's what we've been doing quite a bit of. I will tell you that we've discussed what's something that you guys might find useful is if we can get our clubs back up and running, or not back up and running, they will be running once time goes. There probably will not be any large national competitions, but I would tell you to set up with neighboring clubs or state to state if you can. I'm trying to do it with Coach Guerrero out of Oklahoma, also one up in Minnesota with Brandon, and a couple over in Iowa, where we do training schedule where we might come in and wrestle matches on Saturday and Sunday, and then we have a camp Monday through Friday. So a very foreign schedule, so that we would wrestle our matches, get that out of the way, and then that way kids aren't holding back in the camp, right? So that they're more willing to wrestle with each other because they've already got the matches out of the way, as opposed to leading up to a match where they hide a little bit. But I do like this concept as we get going. Of course, it's up to your states how much you can travel, things of that nature. We're not sure quite what that is, but at least at this point we will created some sort of purpose, some sort of carrot to dangle in front of the kids. Hey, you're going to go up train at MWC, or I might send my kids down to Oklahoma Regional Training Center with Eric Guerrero, which again, that's a huge opportunity for my boys and girls, and I think it would be awesome for them to do that. So again, I'm not seeing any questions, and I'm not sure if there's anything else out there. But again, you can reach me at on Facebook, on Instant Messenger, on Instagram or Twitter. My handle is always at Dominguez Zach or Frecology, FRECOLOGY. I'd be happy to answer any questions or do everything that you need, or answer any questions and get together on anything that you want to talk about. All right. I hope all is well. I hope everybody's healthy and safe. And thank you for your time. Happy to hear from you. Talk with you soon. Bye-bye.